The after party. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Craven, and this is Cold Steel. And let's get ready for that after party. Those are some really big bonfires.
Oh, Mother and Grandfather are still here.
My dad too. And my brother, though I can't imagine why.
How can they end the festival while being on the board of directors by not joining with the after party as well?
Elliot, Crow, I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for us.
You mean for the concert?
What brought that on? You got so serious there, I was getting kind of scared.
It's just that our performance today never would have been possible without the two of you guiding it along. I wanted to make sure that you knew how much I appreciate you doing that.
Damn, man. Is making people feel awkward a hobby of yours or something?
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Aw, it's no big deal. Besides, it was a real team effort. Everyone played a part. I mean, look at you. You were a fountain of good advice through this whole thing. And honestly, I should be the one thanking everyone.
Huh?
You all helped me rediscover just how much music means to me. Because it's not just about performing by myself. It's about performing together, playing off each other's strengths to make something wonderful.
Well, isn't that the same thing where you're fighting enemies and bosses and the Liberation Front? Playing off each other's strength and doing something wonderful.
So I should be the one thanking you. This never would have happened if I didn't come to this academy.
Elliot.
Holy hell, are you guys trying to see who can make me cringe the hardest?
Yes. And to be honest, Crow, I think you have a little bit of cringe in you as well.
Elliot, my boy! Your father's arms are ready and waiting for you to leap into them!
Never mind, I think we just found our cringe king.
Does he always have to say that stuff so loudly? Sorry, I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, later. This year's festival's been a blast. I'm kinda hoping we can do the same thing next year, too. Though, who knows if Class 7 is even going to exist next year. Crow?
Oh, yeah. Generally, people stay in the same class from their first day to their graduation, but Class 7's basically one giant exception to everything the school's ever done, so who knows?
I guess that has its pluses and its minuses. But no matter what, it's not going to be the same. We won't have you.
If I manage to graduate, at least.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Barring any nasty surprises, I'll be in Class 7 till the end of the month. Which means our time as classmates is almost up.
Now that you mention it, yeah. We'll have to see if we can throw you a farewell party around the end of the month then. Can't let you off easy.
Come on, it's no big deal. Trust me, you're still gonna see more than enough of me next year. Sure, I'll have moved out of the dorms, but I'll be sure to stop by once a week to steal some of Sharon's cooking.
You better. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to have to call you Mr. Armbrust or anything after you graduate, am I? I mean, we've spent so much time together that treating you like a proper adult just wouldn't feel right.
I doubt he would even become a proper adult after he graduates.
Of course not. And if I ever catch you calling me Mr. Armbrust again, I'm gonna smack you. Oh, yeah. Guess it's about time I gave you this back.
Is he gonna give me my 50 Mira back from all the beginning when he stole it from us? He is. I can appreciate that. Because I've been looming that over his head this entire playthrough. Proper throwback. Yeah.
I completely forgot about it.
I haven't. Definitely not.
You've done so much for me since then. Saving Elise, helping with the concert. Compared to all that, 50 Mira is nothing.
The feeling's mutual. Besides, I never return the mirror that I borrow. Makes that coin extra special. So go on, take it.
Oh, by the way, you know there was interest on this, right? How much do you suppose you really owe me after half a year?
Proper comeback.
Oh man, what kind of racket are you running here anyway? I thought you were supposed to be a good kid.
Well, there's this one second year who's taught me a thing or two about making money. To be honest, it feels kind of lonely to think that everything between us is completely settled and done with. So, what do you say? You still owe me?
I swear, the things I do for love. Alright, you'll get your stupid interest someday. Maybe.
There he is. Dancing with his girl.
Alphen, I am drawn to the party before us like a moth to a flame, like a starving man to a banquet, like beauty to me. What say you we grace the dancers with the gift of our company?
It's as though you read my mind.
Come now, don't waste your time watching. It's time to dance.
No need to worry about formalities tonight. Let's all relax, enjoy ourselves, and maybe let a few secrets slip.
Yeah, Milliam already started with that earlier.
Allow me, Sharon, before every red-blooded boy in this school lines up for a chance.
It would be my honor.
Madam Chairman, might I have this dance?
Of course. Given that our former partners left the dance all too soon, we seem to make for an appropriate pair.
You do. Two very ambitious people, definitely.
I suppose you're right.
Instructor, I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for my daughter. I can, however, ask you for the pleasure of this dance.
Really? Ooh, he's just my type, too. Oh, just talking to myself.
Don't let any secrets slip, Sarah.
Well, I'll be dancing with all my little kittens by the end of the night. But I suppose I can let you take the first dance.
Well, I don't mind. But seeing you in that dress is enough to make any guy feel intimidated.
They waste no time, do they?
It's no surprise that my grandfather made a beeline for Sharon, but I never expected to see Mother dancing.
In some ways, it seems as though they're younger than we are.
Looks like everyone's having fun, though. Shall we join them?
You've given me more than enough of your time already today. Between showing me around and your incredible concert, you must be exhausted. And besides, I'm sure there's someone else you'd rather dance with here. Why not ask them instead?
Someone else. Alyssa, Machias, Eustace, and Emma? Is this based upon the actions I did throughout the entirety of the game? There is a part of me that really wants to choose Machias or Eustace, but no. You guys can all see that on another episode on YouTube or something. No, I'm gonna go with my love interest pick for this game, which is Alyssa. But I'm curious if I'm right, like that these 4 choices are the ones of the people I spend most time with through the entirety of the game. Picking them, choosing certain answers that favors them. And I think Eustace just added to the list because we picked him to go with us to the garden, so yes. No, we're gonna go with Alyssa. For now.
I knew it. So, I have a potential sister-in-law now, do I?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still, maybe you're right. Maybe I will go ask her.
Go for it, Rean.
I do feel kind of bad leaving you here on your own, though.
Don't worry. As soon as you move, Patrick will swoop in.
I'm fine, really. Besides, if you spend all this time worrying about me, the music will be over by the time you ask.
Well, okay.
He's such an idiot.
Yeah, she really wanted to dance with him as well, but she gave this one to him.
Oh, Elise. Your Highness? The generally accepted strategy here would be to keep his eyes on you, not push him toward another girl's tender embrace. If you were to only gather the courage to ask him, I'm certain that he would be more than accommodating.
Is Elise actually an option in some weird way through the entire story? Because that would be an interesting choice, wouldn't it? That despite all the girls in his class, that he would pick her?
It's fine. I'm fine, honestly.
Elisa.
Rean, is your sister okay?
Yeah. Actually, she's the only reason I had the courage to come over here. Would you dance with me?
What? Me?
That was the idea. Is that a no?
All right. Let's get a little closer to the bonfire then.
Okay.
Beautiful. I don't know what will happen between those two in the future of the games, but at least we got this. A little dance at the bonfire.
Everyone's still at it.
I wish I still had that much energy left. Still, it's not like there's a lot more festival to use it on. It's strange. It feels like the whole year's been building up to this festival, but...
Yeah, it felt like it was over in the blink of an eye. Both the festival and the year as a whole.
Exactly. It won't be long until the second years graduate, and we'll be in their shoes. Time really does fly, huh?
Well, this game did take really long. I enjoyed every bit of it, but it's a very long game. So time was on a steady pace. Let's agree on that one.
Yeah. It's hard to believe so many months have passed since we all first met. But I do have to wonder whether any of us have gotten any closer to figuring out what we're going to do with our lives.
I wish I knew. I might have looked confident when I told Mother that I'd show her how to run the company by the time I graduated, but that was in the heat of the moment. I honestly don't know whether I'd drive Reinford straight into the ground or not.
How could you know? Still,
there's one thing I do know. No matter how difficult the odds, our class always finds a way through. Growing up should be no different.
Still. You stole my line.
I think you need some new material. I'm getting used to your speeches by now. Well, that, and I believe it. I think everything is going to work out as long as our class is together. As long as you and I are together. Forget I said anything.
No, that was too beautiful to forget.
Alyssa.
Rean took Alyssa's hand gently into his.
Then let's stay together. We're still looking for our places in the world, but maybe they're right next to each other.
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah.
After that, I went back to see Elise.
I still stand by my pick of Alyssa.
But by then, that memorable evening was approaching its end.
Rean? Elise?
Claire?
Good evening, Captain. You must be exhausted.
Oh, well, it's not as though I performed on stage in front of an auditorium full of people or anything. I really enjoyed your concert, by the way.
Thank you.
That's the kind of thing that makes me proud to be an alumnus.
Wait, what? You were a student here?
That's right. I was part of the Academy's 216th graduating class. And since you'll be part of its 221st, I suppose that makes me 5 years your senior.
Well, at least she knows what we've been through then. Roughly.
I had no idea. Why didn't you mention it until just now?
Given that we only ever met while you were on your field studies, it didn't seem pertinent. Besides, once people graduate, they tend to leave their ties to their school behind. Especially here at Thors.
Because it's a military academy?
Exactly. Roughly 40% of the graduates here go on to join the military. Not always the same branch or even the same army. About 30% join the Imperial Army, and 10% go to a provincial force. Students who are best friends one day might find themselves enemies the next.
Rean.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill your happy mood like this.
Well, it is a truth that we do need to learn while attending a military academy, I guess.
But I'm sure you're well aware of what may lie ahead.
So is it like foreshadowing that one of our friends would eventually turn against us? Which would lean into my theory about C, so yes?
That we're teetering on the brink of an era of upheaval.
I'm aware.
Does this have something to do with the issues in Crossbell I've been hearing about?
Yes, amongst other things. It seems as though everyone on the continent is ready to go to war with everyone else. But that's why it's so important that we're able to stand strong no matter what happens. Though, judging by how well Class 7 has performed on their field studies, I'm sure you'll all be fine in that regard. Here's hoping that I get the chance to help you out again sometime. Even if I'll have to be careful not to draw the ire of that instructor of yours while I'm doing so.
Yeah, there is something in their past that happens. I hope we will find out one day.
I'm just glad to know that you have her back. Thank you for that.
You're quite well... Please, excuse me a moment. Yes, Revelt speaking. Mm-hmm. What?
What's going on?
And you're certain of this? Understood. I'll return at once.
Okay, I guess something really important happened.
Yes. I will escort them back to Valflame Palace myself.
Is it gonna be the cliffhanger what I said was gonna be the end of Cold Steel 1?
I'm afraid I have to excuse myself.
I'm curious. Yeah, something really bad did happen, didn't it?
I'm really sorry, Elise. My brothers requested that we return to Heimdall right away, but as we're going back by car, I thought I'd offer you a ride home.
Take it.
But...
Elise, I think you should go back with them for now. I'll call you later to make sure you're okay.
Well, all right.
Yeah, because if she goes with them, he
Sorry to
knows
drop this on
that
you
she
so
will be
quickly,
safe.
Rean. I'm sure someone from the Academy will fill you in shortly.
Fill me in? On what?
If you'll excuse us.
Don't worry. We'll be sure to get Elise back to the Academy safely.
Yeah, she couldn't be in safer hands, but something bad really did happen, didn't it? I guess we can be glad that it didn't happen any sooner than this.
Rean!
Does anyone have any idea what's going on?
I'm afraid not. I've never seen Father behave like that before.
My mother's the same way. She got a message of some kind and just changed.
Ditto my father. I think it was someone from Heimdall who got in touch with him.
Maybe there was an attack from... or two Crossbell. Because that would definitely be a serious thing. Because that would mean war has been initiated by somebody.
One thing is certain. Something terrible has happened.
My dad turns pale and was gone before I could ask what happened. It sounded like he received a report from Instructor Neidhart, though.
Hold on. Neidhart's supposed to be... He was at Garellia Fortress with the 4th Armored Division on some sort of mission, right?
Speaking of which, has anyone seen Toa or Instructor Sarah?
Yeah, I'm guessing the Academy is going into lockdown.
Students and visitors, I cannot thank you enough for your attendance today. I hereby proclaim the 127th Thors Military Academy Festival complete. But I am afraid I must announce this with a heavy heart, as we have just received word from the Imperial government that this evening, Garellia Fortress, which rests on the eastern border of the Empire, has been destroyed.
It's their strongest and biggest fortress. How the hell did that happen?
No. Destruction is an inadequate word. An unknown weapon has erased the fortress in its entirety from existence. I would ask that all of our guests, from that region or otherwise, please try to remain calm.
How can they remain calm after hearing something like that? Their biggest source of defense has been wiped off the map. That's a statement of war if I ever heard one, by a force stronger than anyone knows. In the days that followed, tension gripped the nation like never before. A photo of the gaping chasm left where Garellia Fortress once stood made the Imperial Chronicle front page. Jesus Christ, what the hell? And the sight of the aftermath was enough to fill the citizens with a sense of inescapable dread. Yeah, it just looks like there was like a singularity and everything within that just disappeared. All the while, unconfirmed reports that several armored divisions had attempted to invade Crossbell had begun to spread. And in every one of those reports, the message was the same. They'd been repelled almost effortlessly. Erebonia was starting to feel the effects of the IBC's asset freeze too, and things didn't look good for the economy. As things stood, it was only a matter of time before he faced a spike in corporate bankruptcies and record unemployment. Faced with this crisis, the Imperial government and the officials in Heimdall began working to remedy the situation. Rumors were also spreading that Erebonia's longtime enemy, the Kelver Republic, had thrown its weight behind Crossbell. And with the fortress that once served to safeguard the Empire gone, many speculated that an invasion was only a matter of time. So basically, for some reason, in some way, Crossbell got a weapon, an army that we didn't know of, and Calvert is now so scared that it goes behind Crossbell because they don't want to align with the Empire. With the Imperials, yeah. We need to learn more about this. Damn, you can cut that tension with a knife.
I can't take this anymore! Where is she? Homeroom was supposed to start ages ago.
I'm not surprised she's late.
I'm betting Milliam isn't here as well. Probably called back to her duties at the intelligence division.
The instructors are probably all busy trying to figure out what to do.
That seems more than likely. This morning's meeting has already blown past its normal ending time.
It's still hard for me to believe all of this is really happening. Having been there, the idea that Garellia Fortress just vanished is difficult to comprehend.
Not all of it, I heard. There are still some parts left and almost untouched. But Instructor Neidhart making it out of there alive was nothing short of a miracle, though.
Those huge railway guns were part of the section that's gone too. If I hadn't seen the pictures, it'd be kind of hard to believe.
What kind of weapon is even capable of doing something like that? I find myself doubtful that any human could create something so powerful.
We just don't know.
Must have been using some kind of artifact or something.
All we do know is that it's impossible to make a weapon that powerful even with today's most advanced orbital technology.
Which could also mean that maybe Ouroboros is involved in this.
And yet here we are, with just such a weapon in the hands of what's always been seen as a mere vassal state. The Imperial Army has their work cut out for them, I'll say that much.
I'm worried about what's going on in the capital, too. It sounds like there have been even more demonstrations going on there these past few days.
Down with Crossbell, they say. Point our guns towards the east.
Is there even any truth to those rumors that Calvert's planning an invasion?
Well, if they were ever contemplating it, then this would be the right time to do so.
I'm pretty sure it's all nonsense. But considering how there have been tensions between us and them for years, people are just more inclined to believe it. Rumors are just that. We need to be careful not to be misled by half-truths and speculation. If possible, we should find out exactly what's happening for ourselves.
Yeah. Over the year, we've seen how things are across the Empire with our own eyes. And now's as good a time as any to put that knowledge to use.
Well said. We've had quite the education in getting to the truth behind all the headlines.
That seems to have been a running theme of most of our field studies.
Still, we seem to be missing two of our illustrious members.
Yeah, Milliam I can understand, but why
Well,
Crow
there's
isn't
nothing
here?
strange about Crow's habitual truancy.
Yeah, but still.
Or did he already transfer back to his original class?
No, he said he would be with us for another month, until the end of the year.
No, he said he was going to be with us through the end of the month. As for Milliam, though, I'm not sure.
You don't think it's something to do with the intelligence division, do you?
I think so. I think she was called back. Because considering the situation and her control over Aragadlam, it would be more than logical to send her back.
Well, she is an agent of theirs.
It's kind of easy to forget that, given how she usually is.
It does concern me that none of us have seen her.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, Instructor.
Are we starting homeroom?
Not today, I'm afraid. All classes have been canceled. You can either stay here in the building and study until school's out, or go back to the dorm.
So wait.
Has something happened?
Not yet, but it will. Chancellor Osborne's going to be addressing the nation from Dreikel's Plaza at noon. It's set to be broadcast across the entire Empire.
A national address?
One that everything is going to be fine, or one that we are going to war?
Sounds pretty serious.
And given the timing.
Indeed. It's not hard to imagine what's on his agenda.
Come on, guys. Straighten up. You're students of Thors Military Academy, and that makes you all cadets. Whatever careers you choose, military or civilian, you need to know how to act decisively in an emergency. So right now, I don't want you to look away from what's happening in the world. I want you to face it straight.
Like we've been doing through the entirety of the game. We know we're capable, so keep your chin up.
Will do.
You're right. Now's not the time to lose heart.
As for Osborne's speech, apparently we'll be setting up radios in each classroom so the students can listen to the national address. So if you want to follow along, be sure to be back here by noon.
I suppose I might as well listen to it here then.
Same here. I don't even have a radio.
I do, but for something like this, I'd rather not listen to it alone.
Well then, we can all share in the joy of hearing the melodious voice of our esteemed Chancellor. Maybe I should haul in some beer and snacks. That's the only way I'll stay sane through the entire broadcast.
What should we do about Crow and Milliam, though? None of us have seen either of them all day. Do you know where they are?
Can't say I do. Crow's practically made a career out of playing hooky, but I did see Milliam earlier this morning.
Oh, so she's still on campus?
At least that means she wasn't called away by the intelligence division.
I'd been thinking along those lines, but when I asked her, she just shrugged and said, "No news from the top!"
Well, maybe she's trying to gather intelligence instead of going back.
Oh, just a little bracer-to-bracer information swapping.
Yes, but lest you forget, she excels at giving us the runaround.
At least it doesn't sound like she's in trouble. We're probably worried over nothing.
We'll just have to tell them we're meeting here at noon if we run into them before then.
Yeah, will do.
I guess everyone's going to check in with their clubs. Looks like I have some free time. Might as well see if I can track down Crow and Milliam. At least it sounds like Milliam is probably somewhere on campus.
Yeah, and if she is somewhere, I'm pretty sure we can find her.
Crow, though? He could be anywhere. Probably best to check with Toa and George first. Maybe they know something.
Yeah, I think this is a brilliant way of going about it, because they could have gone straight through the announcement of the Chancellor Osborne, and then using that as the cutoff point between 1 and 2. But right now, we have the opportunity to go around campus, hopefully also Trista, to see where everybody's mind is at. Because what's happening is huge. And I think a lot of people will be panicking, worried and stuff like that. So going around campus, talking to everyone, will really give us that insight of where everybody's mind is at. And I think that's a brilliant way to go about it. Alright, how many people are there in here? Not as much as the festival, but still plenty. I think I'm gonna do this floor and maybe the rooftop and then call it for the day. Just having a little bit of a head start. Have a look. No, there's no way that we can go to the Tristan, so it's only the academy. And the old schoolhouse is probably where Milliam is, and the engineering building and the student union for George and Toa. So those are the 3 destinations we're going to go to last. So, just as always, let's do our rounds.
A fragile flower such as myself cannot bloom on the battlefield. Perhaps it would be wise to return home while I still can. No, I cannot let my chance for a fateful encounter with the perfect man slip through my fingers. 2 lovers thrust together by the looming shadow of war. Just imagine the possibilities, the stories we could tell our kids.
Yeah, try to find Vincent. I'm sure he needs you really, really a lot. I find myself worrying about how the children are taking all the news of late. Sister Neidhart seems awfully worn out because of it all. At times like these, the very least I can do is make my way along to the church. Hopefully I will at least be able to provide some solace to those who are suffering. As an apprentice sister, I wish to do all I can for those around me. Hopefully someone such as myself can provide some solace to those who are suffering. Yeah. Well, maybe you can combine your wish to rejoin the church and all the military tactics you're learning at the academy. See what I'm getting at? Yeah. Because we've seen the combination before. And it's a powerful one.
Oh, it's really scary to think that a war might break out. Maybe I should go home to Mom and Dad and roar. But as a super niece, I can't just leave Uncle Makarov here alone to fend for himself. We can't take any chances now that Garellia Fortress has been destroyed. Worst case scenario, I'll just drag Uncle Makarov back home with me.
Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Because it's safe to assume, or to think at least, that it's Crossbelt that wiped out Garellia Fortress, because that was the biggest offensive that was looming over them. But what if they decide to take out other potential targets or threats? A military academy would definitely be one of them. Yeah, I can understand why people are worried.
It would seem that we are truly on the verge of war. Why must the world be filled with such tragedy? I joined the academy to spread the joys of love, not prepare my students for the horrors of war. My family is demanding that I return home now that the situation is taking a turn for the worse. However, I could not bring myself to abandon my students at a time like this. I will be here listening to the Chancellor's speech right alongside them.
Honorable. Very, very honorable.
I've heard they're gathering on Vanker Street in Heimdall for more protests and demonstrations. My dad's been really busy too, though that doesn't come as much of a surprise. I doubt I'll ever have much time to relax and enjoy good music if war breaks out, will I? Elliot. Sorry. It's not really much point in getting worried right now, huh? Besides, I've got this feeling, you know, like everything will be okay as long as Class 7 sticks together. Guess the best thing to do right now is just to keep calm.
Right. Whatever happens, we'll stick it out together. Yeah, as we always do.
There's still some time to go before the Chancellor's speech. I can shake this uneasy feeling, but I guess right now the best thing we can do is try to keep calm.
Definitely. Before all this, I was worried about what I was going to do after graduating. But who knows what's going to happen after the Chancellor's speech today? Sorry. We second years are supposed to be the ones supporting you first years at a time like this, not vice versa. Definitely. There's been a ton of bad rumors floating around lately, but now it feels like they might have been right. Nobody really knows what's going to happen, so we're all a bit anxious. Yeah, I can't even imagine how I would react in a situation like this. Because it's almost too insane to think about. Milliam? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I haven't seen her today. It's not unusual though. Today's technically an ordinary school day, so she wouldn't have been here anyway. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I think she will be at the old schoolhouse. Maybe trying to get information about Velimar, maybe even trying to steal him for the intelligence division. Just spouting some ideas.
War? I really don't care. The only thing I care about is dedicating myself completely to my work, body and soul. Perhaps you should focus on what's most important to you at the moment too.
Yeah, we'll go to a list in a moment. I'm thinking back to how I felt during our field study in Nord. I really don't want to see a war break out. Not just for Nord's sake, but for Erebonia's too. After all, this country feels like second home to me now. I really don't want to see a war break out.
Yeah, neither do I.
Nothing in the computer room? Alright, let's go to the roof first before heading to the first floor. But that way we can prepare to go out to the other buildings as well.
Rean. Oh, hey, Emma. I wasn't expecting to find you here. Oh, you've got Celine there too? Well, she's kind of made her way up here. I was just giving her a little attention while I took a break. You're looking for Crow and Milliam, I take it? Yeah, I have no idea where to even start though. Those two are always up to something. Oh well, I'm sure I'll run into them eventually. Good luck in your search. Hey Emma, is something bothering you? Well, it's about Crossbell. I'm concerned about any weapon that could annihilate a fortress the size of Garellia, of course, but I'm almost more concerned about the whole sequence of events that led up to that. It almost feels like something's hand is guiding all of this to happen in a very specific way. Oh, don't let it get to you, okay? I think maybe all the novels I've been reading lately just make me paranoid. Nah, you raise a good point. One worth to keep in mind, I think. Anyway, I'll catch you later. As soon as I find Crow and Milliam, I'll head back to the classroom with them. Alright, I'll be waiting for you. You too, Celine. Yeah, but I have said this before, I wouldn't be too surprised if Ouroboros is behind this, because they're the only party we've seen through all the games that has the technology so advanced that they might be able to do this with the help of a certain artifact they've collected. So, who knows, maybe Ouroboros is backing Crossbell in this. We'll have to see, we have to play more to learn more. The government's scheduled to broadcast their announcement at noon. I do have some things weighing on my mind right now, but this doesn't seem like the time to be thinking about them. Make sure you're back in time to hear the broadcast, okay? Definitely. Yeah, you have a good day too, Celine. Alright. Anybody else? No. It's like a regular busyness right on top of the building. I'm rather concerned about the future of the Academy. The worst case scenario would see the Academy closing its door for an indefinite length of time. I'm sure it would be disheartening to faculty and students alike. None of us can tell with certainty what's going to happen from here. As such, it seems like the best course of action is to plan out our responses to any possible situation. She's totally right. If you can't see the outcome, prepare for as many as you can. It will also make you less anxious if you do that. Ah, they say a sizable chunk of Garellia Fortress was eradicated so completely, it's as if it was never there to begin with. It's hard to believe such a feat would be possible with artifacts of magic from the Dark Ages, let alone modern technology. It might be a different story if the Septarians were involved, however. What on earth is a Septarian? Ah, well, they're something of a myth, known only to the archaeologists and those of us who study ancient legends. The Septarians are said to be 7 all-powerful treasures bestowed upon humanity by Aidios herself. Legend has it that those who possess these treasures use them to gain dominion over the sky, sea and earth. It's hard to imagine something that powerful could even exist. Yeah, and if we hadn't played Trails in the Sky, we wouldn't either. Ah, it is certainly more exciting to imagine a Septarian is behind this instead of a weapon made by Crossbell or the Republic. Although, to be honest, the chances of that are practically nil. Even so, my mind keeps wandering back to the orbital shutdown phenomenon that occurred in Liberal 2 years ago. Perhaps the two incidents are related somehow. Ah, that they couldn't be. Does Thomas know about Ouroboros? A little more about the events that happened in the sky, Trails in the Sky than basically Rean does? Alright, no one on that side? Good. Garellia Fortress has been annihilated, likely taking its commander's life with it. To make matters worse, Crossbell has blocked off the Transcontinental Railroad and put extra pressure on the economy. It seems that this nation has more than enough excuses now. And how unfortunate that is. Yeah, excuses to go to war, that's what she's saying. Oh, the Chancellor's speech will likely change the course of history. Oh, I'd rather not exert myself so much. I'm not as young as I used to be. Yeah, neither am I. Neither am I. Yeah, let's go to Van Dyke first. I fear Chancellor Osborne's predictions may have been right, and the turbulent times that he spoke of are at hand. But do not fear.
We are a military academy. We are well prepared for emergencies. All you can do now is remain calm and wait for the speech at noon. Chancellor Osborne's predictions seem to have proven right. The turbulent times he spoke of may indeed be at hand. However, we each have our own duties to fulfill right now. This should be our top priority, for the sake of a better future. Yeah, there's still so much to learn, so much to look forward to. I really don't hope war is coming, but this point is almost inevitable. Well, not much we can do now but wait till noon for the Chancellor's broadcast. I'd rather not hear his voice spilling out over the airways, but this is too important to miss. Well, you really don't like him, do you? He was the one who picked the fight with me, and I'm not going to let him forget that. I've got every intention of returning the favor after what he did to the Bracer Guild in Heimdall. Just thinking about it makes me want to punch something. Maybe I should have brought a beer to the classroom after all. Or maybe a whole keg. Don't look now, but Vice Principal Heinrich is giving you the evil eye. Things have gotten pretty crazy recently, but I don't want you to look away. You need to understand what's happening. The Student Council is handing out a radio to every class, so don't worry about finding one for yourself. Just make sure you're back in the classroom by noon. We will. I get that you're worried, but try to stay calm. If you want to take a break from the academy, now would be the time to ask your homeroom teacher. Given the way things are going, you'll probably get approval, no questions asked. Yeah, but knowing Rean and the Class 7, I'm betting there's nobody that want to go home right now. They want to stay together and see these through as a class. Right, I should go give the Student Council a hand. We want to make sure every class has access to an orbital radio. Did an instructor of yours not inform you that all classes are cancelled today? You have the option to remaining within the academy for self-study or returning to your dorm until school hours are over. The content of this speech will determine how this academy will conduct itself going forward. In order to give proper instructions, we need everyone to remain safely ensconced within the academy. Understandable. We have prepared ourselves for a vast assortment of contingencies. Not that any of that matters for the likes of you. Go back to your classroom. Always so abrasive. Instructor Neidhart! Oh, I wasn't aware that you'd return to the academy. That I have, Schwarzer. It's good to see you again. It sounds like Class 7 put on quite the performance. That's very kind of... Wait, weren't you in Garellia Fortress during the attack? Crossbell's mystery weapon just annihilated it. How are you alive? Well, I was on the training grounds with the rest of the 4th Armored Division at the time. We saw something appear in the sky to the east, and the next moment, the fortress was surrounded by a blinding light. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it myself. I still hardly believe it. I can't bring myself to imagine what would have happened had that light engulfed us. Oh, I'm just glad that you weren't hurt. But things must be incredibly busy for the Imperial Army right now. You could say that. Garellia Fortress was our primary stronghold in the east, so losing it has us scrambling. Especially now that Crossbell has proven itself just as much of a threat as Calvert. Which is precisely why I'm resigning my position as an instructor at this academy. Wait, what? Let's be honest, Rean. Considering the volatile situation the country is in, it is totally understandable. You cannot juggle those two together. It wasn't an easy choice, but it's my duty as a man and as an Erebonian to devote myself to the military in its time of need. Although I do wish I could have been there to see the festival. Instructor Neidhart, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. I'll be praying for your success and your safety. Likewise. I am sure the future holds challenges only you and Instructor Wallenstein can overcome. Know where you stand and what you are capable of, and brace yourself for whatever the future demands of you. Yes, sir. Yeah, and it's gonna be a very interesting future. To put it bluntly, the army is in a state of disarray. However, we cannot remain docile while the enemy threats on our land. This isn't just about the army, it's an affront to the entire Erebonian Empire. Know where you stand and what you are capable of, and brace yourself for whatever the future demands of you. Yes, sir. Alright, I guess that's it for the entirety of the building. I guess we should start on the front of the main building so we can end there as well. Alright, let's see how busy it is. Not too much, which is expected considering the situation. We were just cleaning up after the festival. Alright, so next episode we're gonna start at the library and work our way around the auditorium, gymnasium, all the way back to the 3 points of interest we need to go to. And seeing as the engineering building and the old schoolhouse will probably only be our targets, we're probably gonna end it with the student union building and start talking our way from there. So that's gonna be on the next episode. So until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we try to figure out where Crow and Millium actually are. See you then. Bye bye.